Yeah, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Whatever time zone you're watching this video from, I send my greetings to you. Welcome to Go Digits Forex Academy, where we're taking you guys the basics of Forex. So if you're new to this channel, smash the subscribe button, like, comment, and share this video. So let's go straight into the video without wasting much of our time. Most of us we are familiar with the word support and resistance, but we don't know how to go about them or how to trade them. So in this video, I'll be taking you on how you can actually trade the support and resistance. Now let's write the topic out: support and resistance. So this is what we're looking at today. We're looking at support and resistance. Now, when we talk about support and resistance, what does support means and what does resistance means? Right? Support simply means is an area where price holds up liquidity or volume. Right? Support area and is where price holds up liquidity or volume. So in literal terms, in physical terms, let me make reference to the physical items that we are very familiar with. Take a look at the floor, the ground itself. It supports. Why? Because it holds your weight, right? Anything that holds an object or a weight or a volume is called support, right? And any area that resists the flow of liquidity or volume is also known as a resistance area. Now, the support area is also known as the demand area. Right? Let's read out the text. Support is also known as an area of demand. Now, this area of demand is where most buyers steps in, right? Is where most buyers steps in. This is where buyers want to put in their money, put get into the market, and expecting the price to rise. Support is also known as the lowest um, area on the chart. Support is also known as an area of low in price. Or let me put it this way, it's also known as um, a low price zone, right? Support is also known as a low price zone where majority of the buyers are looking to buy at a very cheap price, right? They are looking to buy at a very cheap price. Now, how do you identify a support area? A support area is when you see price rejecting, right? When you see multiple rejection, or when you see price reversing to the upside, from the low to the upside. So we have market structure, which we know as uptrend and downtrend, right? The low of those trends are known as support, right? They are known as support. Any area where price reverse or reacts to that area is known as before moving forward, before moving to the upside, that area is known as a support area, right? So let's take a look at some in charts. As you can see here, price rejected multiple times. This zone has become support because sellers could not push the price further down. The sellers could not push the price further down. It was being sustained in this area. Why? Because in this zone is where buyers are resting their orders, right? Buyers are resting their orders here. So sellers cannot do more than this. They can't push the price further. So this area is known as an area of support, right? Is known as an area of support. So we can um, note this as an area of support. Okay, we'll get back to that in a moment. Let me try it again. We'll get back to that in a moment. So this is known as a support area because sellers could not push the price any lower. Buyers have placed their buy orders right in this zone. So this area is known as a support area. Do you get what I'm saying? It's known as a support area. Same as this one, same as this one. So you have this as your support area. Because buyers are piling up their orders in that zone. So you will not be looking forward to a selling position at that point in time. You'll be looking forward to buy, right? You'll be looking forward to buy. So this is known as your support. So let's make it bigger. Yeah. So this is known as the support area. Let's check for other support area. So as you can see here, we have another support area here. We have another support area here. We have a support area here as well. So whenever you see price rejecting uh and reverse to the outside, those areas are known as support areas. Now, just like I've explained what support means, it's just the opposite side of resistance. Resistance is also known as a price area, right? Let me write it down for those who are writing. Resistance is a price zone where sellers have placed their sell orders, right? So the resistance is a price zone where sellers have placed their sell orders, right? It is a zone where price rejects from the high price, right? It's uh, it's the high of the trend before reversing to the downside. So whenever you see resistance, it means you have gotten to the high of a trend before it reverses. So just like these zones, this is the resistance area. So most people used to draw a line, right? They draw a line as a price, right? They just do something like this and mark it as resistance. Yeah, they're not wrong, but most quite often, market will not respect your line. They see prices as zone between this price and this price is where sellers are placing their sell orders, right? It is a zone, not a line. So we have this. In the next video, we're talking about order block. So let's just focus on this for now. So resistance is also called a supply zone. I'll tell you the difference between resistance and supply. The distance between resistance and supply is quite different. Yeah, it's different from supply. Same as your support. Your support, right, is different from demand, right? Now, what makes this different, right? When you have resistance, price can reject, right? Just like this, price rejected, right? This is an area of resistance. But what is an area of supply? An area of supply is at this zone where you see strong distribution, just like this bearish candle. Let me write that candle properly so you can get. a graph of it. But now, this strong bearish momentum that you see here is what we call supply. Why this top, the top of it, right, is called a resistance. So this is called supply. This is supply. Sorry, supply. While the top is called resistance. So when you see strong displacement after a resistance, then that zone will become your supply zone. The same thing with support. When you have a strong rejection at the bottom of the price and you have a strong displacement, right, just like this candle, right, then this area can be called a demand area. So that is where buyers stepped in full demand for that particular currency. Do you get? So that's just a slight difference. Most people call it resistance and supply, but theoretically, what it actually means is quite different. So that is just what I've explained to you. So resistance is just an area of rejection where sellers are setting their selling or their sell orders. While support is an area of rejection at a low price of the currency pair, right, before moving upward, where buyers have placed their buy orders. So let me put it here as well. Support is an area where buyers have placed their buy orders. So that's just for your support area. Now let's go into a more practical area. Let's look for more areas where we can call our support and our resistance. Now let's take a look at this particular trade here. So can you spot a support area and your support and your resistance area? Right? Which is this? As you can see, there is rejection here, right? And there's another rejection here. You see? So this area is called resistance. So this is resistance, and this is the support. Do you understand that now? So when you have rejection here, you have it as resistance. And when you have rejection at the low point, it's called your support area. So how do you trade? There is a law that says you you sell at your resistance, sell at the resistance, and you will buy at your support, at the support area, right? So why will you buy at the support area? Because price would have been cheaper. You're buying it at a cheaper price because price is at the low of it. And why will you sell at the resistance? You sell at the resistance because price has gotten to the highest price. And when price has gotten to the highest price, you tend to sell to make more profit. It's as simple, it is as logical as that. So this is the principle for buying and selling. You sell at a resistance and we what? We buy at a support. Right? That is how we trade. You buy at a support and you sell at a resistance. Right? You sell at a resistance area. So that is just basically it in this video. I just want to make it very fast and easy to understand. Let's look for other examples. For this, we have resistance in this area, right? This is a resistance area, right? So that we can have multiple rejection, just like you've seen in this video. So multiple rejection at the top, multiple rejection at the bottom. Now, when we have a break of that resistance, right? When we have a break of that resistance, turning to support, this is what I mean. Now let's look at this. This is the resistance area, right? But at some point, that resistance area turned to what? It turned to support. It was formerly a resistance area, but look at this. We have support here. price was supported in this level, at this level. Now let's take it. Can you see? It's not support for this zone. Now, when you have something like this zone is not called a flip zone. So for me, I personally call it a flip zone. It's a flip zone. So when you have a flip zone, right, it means it was formerly a resistance, but now it is now a support. When we have a breakout of a resistance and price retesting on that zone, it's called support. Do you understand? It's called support. So that is how to trade this. So you sell at this zone when it's got into a resistance area. You want to sell and just put your stop loss right above that zone and target 1 to 2 weeks to word ratio. So that's how you trade it. Same thing with support area. So this is support and resistance. So in the next video, I'll tell you how you can uh, do top analysis using support and resistance alone and to make profit. Or let's just quickly look into that video. So let's clear all of this that we've done. Yeah, let's clear all of that. So even you're trading support and resistance using top analysis, depending on the time frame that you want to use to trade, right? You can decide to start from daily time frame, 4 hours time frame, 1 hour time frame. So for me, I always start trading from the daily time frame, right? So you start from the daily time frame. So you just try and align the resistance and support on the daily time frame, marking it from a higher perspective, right? Marking it from a higher perspective. Now you can see this is the immediate resistance that we have. This is the immediate resistance that we have there. It was the immediate support that we have, right? This is the immediate support that we have here. So this is the first step of marking the support and resistance. Number three, chapter analysis. Chapter analysis is just simply means starting your analysis from the higher time frame, taking your trade in your smaller time frame. You scale down into a smaller time frame. So this current time frame, this is the daily time frame. And we can see rejection at this level, rejection at this level, validating that this is a strong resistance area. And now we have support area, price rejected multiple times as well before moving to the upside. So we can as well keep this as our immediate support area. So you see, we have our immediate support area and immediate resistance area. We can come all the way down. So you scale down to your 4 hours time frame, anticipating the same techniques. So this is just support and resistance. We are not adding any complexity to this. Keeping it simple as possible. So to the 4 hours time frame, we have this as our immediate resistance, right? And we have this as our immediate support. So this is what we keep doing. Then we scale down to the 1 hour time frame. Right? We've already covered a lot of data right here. So as you can see here, we have multiple rejection at the top, multiple rejection at the bottom. This is uh, 1 hour time frame. So what will you be expecting? If you are trading on 15-minute time frame, you scale down to 15-minute time frame as well. Look for possible resistance and support area, right? Possible resistance and support area. As you can see here, we have multiple rejection in this zone. You can see multiple rejection in this zone. However, immediate support right here, right? Starting from this point, we have immediate support right here. So now when you're expecting to take your trade in 5 minute time frame, this is what you expect it. According to the law that says you sell at the resistance area and you buy at the support area. So that's just it. Using local analysis. That's just it. So if you are taking a trade on the 5 minute time frame, this is exactly how you want to take it. So for this, you're expecting price to come all the way to the downside and you take your buy position and you get to the top. Just as simple as that. We're trying to keep it as basic as possible. You expect price to come all the way down here. You expect the support area and target the resistance area for your the profit. Yeah. If I want to take it this way, right? right? So when we set your stop loss will be right under that support area. Now, setting your stop loss it depends on the capital. If you have enough capital, you can extend your stop loss all the way down. But if you want to preserve your capital, you are a conservative trader, you keep it as low as possible. So this is what we expect price to do when playing out. We expect price to come all the way down here, taking our orders, it can come all the way there, retest again, then boom, moves to the upside, right? Moves to the upside. So this is what we're expecting price to do. This is how to just trade support and resistance using um, top-down analysis, right? Just using top-down analysis. So that'll be the end of this video. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Comment. Tell us your opinion. What do you feel about the strategy? Will you be making the strategy in the next trade? So this is top-down analysis using support and resistance. And explain what support means, what resistance means. If this short video. So that'll be all this video. See you in the next video. We're talking about so much more strategies. So I want you to stick to this channel. Make sure you check up this channel to see if you have any latest updates. So, see you in the next video. Enjoy the rest of trading.